Superman Returns?
Superman Returns. What the hell was that? The only good part about the entire movie was Kevin Spacey playing Lex Luthor. That was it. That was it. I didn't like anything else about it.
I like Kevin Spacey. And that's all I have to say about that.
I'm not a huge Superman movie guy. I didn't really like the originals all that much. But Superman Returns made them look awesome. There's just no effort put into them. I mean, I think the Nicolas Cage Superman movie would have been a lot cooler.
They should have just made the Nicolas Cage Superman movie, and then I'd have something awesome to say about it.
Superman Returns. Well, Superman was gone for a while. He left us, but he came back, and he's more handsome than ever. You know, he went away. He had to do some soul searching. He was a very good-looking man before he left, but he came back. He was gone. He had to do some soul searching in space or whatever, and then when he came back, it was even more attractive than I remember. And and it must be, maybe it's like Kryptonian technology or something that I hope he shares with everyone else. That would be nice of him. If he should really help people, you know, maybe share a little bit of that.
It was awful. I hated it. I did not like any aspect of it. It was a creeper Superman. It would look in at people through the windows. They redid the same storyline from Superman 1. They did it poorly. Who the hell wants to own a whole planet filled with stalactites and whatever the hell those giant crystals were shooting out of the ground? I didn't like any part of it. I thought they completely lost an opportunity to reintroduce Superman to people in film.
But then there was a kid element in there, which I don't know what happened when you have thousands of people involved in a film and not one of those thousands of people say, this is a dumb idea. So I don't know what happened there. Somebody should have said something. Somebody should have raised a red flag. The crowd cried foul. '52 was basically like, so you had, it got up to Infinite Crisis, and then the books went 1 year later. So basically, the 52 was that 1 year that had transpired between the end of Infinite Crisis and the beginning of 1 year later, which obviously is 1 year later. So it told the story, and it was awesome. And it was like you had guys like Grant Morrison on there, Greg Rucka.
I loved it. I was not a DC reader. I was a full-on Marvel guy. The only DC book I read was Batman, and occasionally I'd pick up other books for events that I liked. But 52, I bought the entire weekly series. I thought it was brilliant. I thought they did a great job interconnecting all the storylines. It was a great introduction into all the other characters in the DC universe. It was awesome. I can't say the same for the other iterations of 52 that they've used 15 times now since that weekly series. But the weekly series was awesome, and I hope it worked for them to introduce new fans.
Booster Gold. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Booster Gold was in it a lot, and was his glorious dishonest self, and it was awesome. And oh my god! And then like Black Adam going crazy and destroying that nation was just insane. The whole World War III thing was crazy. It was just like he killed like hundreds of thousands of people. And that was just awesome. And like, of course, like Superman wasn't there because he was depowered, but like it was just like, oh my god, they're going to war, and they fought each other, and
You really can't go wrong with Captain America and Iron Man beating on each other, and it had a lot of interesting little constitutional things. I mean, I almost feel like we should pass the constitutional amendment ahead of time now. Just in case we ever get actual superheroes, we have this problem nipped in the bud already before it balloons and gets out of control.
They're going to war. You got to see all of your favorite heroes fighting each other, battling it out.
I thought it was okay. I thought it was like a lot of Marvel events. I thought it started off strong. It was interesting. It was kind of fun watching all these heroes fight each other. And it just ended poorly. They know how to start events, but they don't always necessarily know how to finish events.
And most importantly, it continued the Marvel tradition of just crapping all over Spider-Man's life. Peter Parker, comes clean with his identity, tells everyone that he's Spider-Man. Tony Stark talks him into it, and his life just goes downhill from there, because you know what? He feels betrayed, and he ends up joining Cap's side. So he has the world against him. Everyone knows who he is. Kingpin finds out who he is and has Aunt May shot. And then, as a repercussion from it, he has to sell kind of his love for Mary Jane to the devil, and forget that they even exist together, just to save Aunt May's life. Which, I mean, she's pretty old. You can just, let that go. Like, just pretend you're an Eskimo. You're putting her on the ice floe, and you're just pushing her out.
It's great that happened because you had heroes in the South and you had heroes in the North. Okay, and the heroes in the North had more of like an industrial economy, and you had heroes in the South more agrarian. Okay, and the heroes in the North were like, let me tell you something. We've got steam-powered trains, we've got mechanical bulls, and we've got all the amenities of a mechanical economy. Where you guys, you're growing corn, you're making your costumes out of, corn husks or whatever. We're showing you that we got Iron Man here from the North. He's got the ironworks and everything. And they just, they finally were just like, let me tell you something. In the South here, it's just, we don't agree with you, filling the skies with all that soot here, and we're going to live closer to nature. And the guys in the North are like, no. And then the president, and they fought about it, and it was really bad. So you had like one group launching had these giant cannons launching giant balls of cabbage, and then you had another group who was like launching giant balls of steel. And I'm sorry, giant metal balls of flaming steel are gonna do more damage than somebody launching rows of corn at you. So then North won it, and now here we are today, in the residing in the land of technology. So I don't know. You tell me who won and if the war was worth fighting.